Hi guys and welcome to Footballfanview. It's your host again, Exco, with another video. And don't forget to smash the like, subscribe, and share the content. And don't forget, always leave a comment. Like, let me know what you think. And what we're going to be doing this morning is we're going to be simplifying some of the games that actually took place in the English Premier League over the weekend, and just look at the some general news in the football arena this morning. So as at the time I'm recording this at about 10 a.m. in the morning. So we're going to be looking at the news, we're going to be looking at the preview. I'm going to be doing a preview and a review of all the game altogether, generally everything that has taken place since Friday when the EPL curtain raiser actually came into the curtain raiser was open anyway. That's what we're moving to. So quickly, let's just look at what has happened in the game of football. I think the game started on Friday. I'm going to take a look at everything. I'm going to run through the big games. I'm going to look deep into the big games, but I will just run through the other games. So I'm going to look deep into the big games. Now, starting with the first big game of that weekend of that curtain raiser, and that is United against Fulham. Now, looking at that game, as you can see, the game was a very tight one, and for my own opinion, I still think United need a lot, especially in their midfield, because they are not able to kill off game. I think some fans also said they were lucky to have won the game. I didn't see them as lucky. I saw them as they didn't actually take their chances, because they should have won that game. If you look at the way the game went, Bruno Fernandes got a lot in that game, got a lot of chances in that game, and should have won the game for one reason or the other. He just couldn't score. Casemiro had chances. I think he hit the crossbar sometimes in the game, until in the second half. They struggled till in the second half when Zexi, Joshua Zexi came on in the game and actually made the difference. And that goal actually summed up the whole of United game. Now, one thing I wanted to come back, two players actually came in that game that actually made a difference, and that is Alexander Garnacho and Zexi. It shows the fact that there is still a need for Manchester United to look into that their wing back. I don't know why. I don't know the reason why Garnacho wasn't starting the game. Probably Ahmed showed a little bit of I don't know really, but I felt Garnacho should be starting the game, and that's my own opinion anyway. But I feel until he came into the game and this guy came into the game and the goal came up at about 87th minute when the goal came in, and towards the end of the game, there was a very big chance. Funny enough, this chance fell to Garnacho, but one way or the other, he didn't take the chance, and the game ended 1-0. It was a tight fought game, but to all the fans saying that okay, United actually got a lucky break or something like that, I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that, because the game, United dominated the game and they played better than they used to play. Also, I would like to move to the next game, which is going to the next one. That is the next game, which is between Ipswich and Liverpool. This one was so tight in the first half. Liverpool was not actually getting start at it. They didn't actually get start with it in the game properly. They didn't start the game properly, so it was boring in the first half. There was nothing, no real action in the first half. Than Ipswich even giving, creating some chances, almost getting, getting the chance to score. But when Liverpool came in the second half, the whole story changed. And the man of the match in that game is Mo Salah. Yes, we all know that he actually got a goal, and I think that he also got an assist in that game. It was off the start, and it was powerful as Liverpool ran towards the end, ran riot. Even though I was expecting more than 3 goals, more than 2 goals to come up in that game, but the game went on and went on and went on, and it just ended 2-0. Goal scored by, I think, Diego Jota got the first one, and then Mo Salah got the second one. The goal and the assist for Mo Salah in that game. Personally, I've said it in the beginning of the season, I think Liverpool are still going to be good, because you can't take away the quality of player that they already have. So even though they have a new coach, they are still going to have that quality. They still have that quality of player to actually continue to do well. But what I feel is that they being able to win the league, I don't think is going to actually that is likely to be possible, because I feel there will just be something along the way to hold them back. So the game ended 2 goals in favor of Liverpool, 1 goal by Diogo Jota, the other goal by Mo Salah, and it ended that way, 2 goals in favor of Liverpool. And moving to the next game, and that is my own Arsenal. We played against Wolves. Yes, it was an expected game we were supposed to win. We created so many chances, but yeah, they keep complaining and looking at it and saying, okay, we were supposed to have scored more, which is yes, true. We were supposed to have scored more, but 2-0, clean sheet. I don't think I could have asked for anything like that. And my own boy, my own boy, our own Nigerian boy, Bukayo Saka, coming up with a goal, a wonderful goal for that matter, and an assist in that game for Kai Havertz. Now, I will still go into that later, maybe probably Kai start later. I've always mentioned the fact that many Arsenal fans expect us to get a striker, but I've said this many times. Getting a striker, the way we play, I don't think we play like we need a striker. I play like we need a cross player that can actually get the job done when we are in the game. And looking at this game, man of the match, Bukayo Saka. Now Kai Havertz was on target for us now, to begin their Premier League season, and the German was, met the cross of Bukayo Saka. And like I said, they don't just call this boy star boy for nothing. He's star boy for one reason, and that is because he's star indeed. So the game ended 2-1 2-0 to Arsenal with Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka now having the goal in the game. But there was a game, 2 things that actually happened in the game that I really good. This guy, I can't remember his name at the moment. I don't see if I can see his game at the moment. I think there was he actually held what's his name? Kai Havertz on the neck. Well, I don't think it should be a red card, but I think at least should have been a yellow card for me. I think it should have been a yellow card for me, and that is all I would just want to point out in the game. I think the game was fine. I think we expected that, and I think the Arsenal win was just what was expected. Anything else would have been a shocker for that day. Now moving on, we'll continue with a game I actually want to touch on that Saturday. But before let me go to the game. We had Everton and Brighton that played 3-0. Everton losing at home to Brighton 3-0. Welbeck was just everything in that game. He was everything in the game. I think he had a goal and an assist in that game. Mitoma scoring the first goal, Welbeck scoring the second goal. Beautiful shot, just ran through the midfield, left-footed shot into the goal, and that was how it ended. And Adingra. I think that's how it was linked with this guy. Adingra also getting the goal, the final goal. It was a dominant performance by Brighton, and it ended 3-0 to Brighton. Man of the match in that game is Danny Welbeck with a goal and an assist in that game. And we move to Newcastle and Southampton. Now in this game was so funny that Newcastle got a red card very early in the game for I think violent conduct. In that game, they got a red card for violent conduct, and they were still able to actually get a goal in the 45th minute. As in on the dot sort of 45th minute, they were able to get a goal, even though Southampton was all over them for the rest of the game. They were not able to actually score any goal, and the game ended just 1-0 to in favor of Newcastle. So Newcastle winning that game at home despite going a man down. And the man of the match, according to the fans' vote, is the winner of the man of the match for that game is Alexandra Isak. The game was kind of tight because basically after Newcastle got the red card, they were basically defending, and I think it was an error from the Southampton defense that actually caused that a goal. And moving on from that, we move to the next game, which is Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. Now, all they played was a 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest scoring I think in the 23rd minute, through Chris Wu and Anthony Semenyo equalizing at the late in the end, and at its 9th minute. Now, one thing we need to understand concerning this game is that the game was Bournemouth was missing their strikers, Dominic Solanke, at that point in time. So I think they still had to adapt to life, you know, after the Dominic Solanke. Although they are also in the market for a striker, but hopefully they get one which will be able to help them. The game ended 1-1 due to the miss. I believe this is due to the miss of Dominic Solanke. I felt like if Solanke was not missing, if he was in the game, I felt like something they would have been able to get more from the game. Nottingham Forest are also in search of a striker different from what they used to have in person of Chris Wood. Now, back to Bournemouth. I think they've gotten a striker from FC Porto, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think the guy was able to come in that game. I'm not sure he was able to play in that game. And then back to Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood, there is rumors that they want to sign Eddie Nketiah or something. They are kind of on that particular deal at the moment. Let's see what comes out at the moment. We'll also go back to general football news and transfers in the later part of this video. Now we're moving on to the next game, and that is between West Ham and Aston Villa. Now this game was much anticipated. I wasn't able to watch the game, the full game, but I was able to follow the game to an extent, and it was nice to see Andre Onana, you know, scoring for Aston Villa very early in the game. You know, after moving from Everton, he got his first goal. There was an equalizer by Paqueta, and then Johan Duran actually scored the winning goal in the 79th minute. Now, one thing I want us to understand in this game is that West Ham has done a lot in the transfer market, and for me, I saw this as a disappointing result, losing at home to Aston Villa, even though I know that Aston Villa is not a kid, and it's not a kid to joke with. And man of the match in that game is no one but Amadou Onana. This guy is quality. I don't know, he is quality, and I see no reason why. I don't know, when we were linked with him, when Aston was linked with him a couple of months ago, I wanted him because basically I felt like I think it would be a young, you know, replacement, better replacement for Partey if Partey is leaving. But whatever happens, I think the game went in favor of Aston Villa, but I expected West Ham to do more. Now on Sunday we had some games. And I think Brentford, Crystal Palace, this is the first game of that Sunday. It ended 2-1 in favor of Brentford, and Crystal Palace. Though Crystal Palace also are still, you know, struggling because some of their strikers are not back yet from international talent, about Meteta and some of their players that are actually down and are not in the game. Looking at this game, I feel the game was supposed to have ended. I think Crystal Palace ended on a very bright note, you know, in the previous season. You know, they won some series of games, but because of the players they are losing at the moment, I think they are not able to actually, you know, they are not getting themselves yet, and I believe they will get better. Goals from Brian Mbeumo and Lionel Wissa, you know, kind of sealed the win for that game. And man of the match in that game was going to be no one but Eberechi Eze. This Eberechi Eze has also been linked with a move away from Crystal Palace, and which I don't see happening, you know, because since the fact that they've lost Odise, I don't see them, you know, allowing Eze go at the moment. And the big one of the weekend, which is like the biggest match of the weekend, and that is Manchester City against Chelsea. Chelsea. This team has actually sent a lot of players, and I think one of the challenges we have this season is having to blend these players or get these players, you know, to play to their optimal. And they get the benefits a little bit disappointing that despite the fact that Chelsea had a chance in the game, but they couldn't even take the chance. Talking about their striker, Nicholas Jackson, not doing enough in front of goal. Erling Haaland opened the scoring in the 18th minute, while Matthew Kovacic, scored the second goal. And that goal was so silly that he ran through the midfield. He ran through Casado and then put the ball right. I think it was the left shot across the goal, and beating that goalkeeper at that point in time, beating Chelsea goalkeeper at that point in time was not actually, it didn't actually make sense. It didn't make sense because I felt like that goal it was too cheap. I felt like this guy should have done better. What's his name? This Chelsea goalkeeper should have done better. Roberto Sanchez should have done better in that goal. Well, it ended 2-0 to Manchester City, and not really a surprising result anyway. We expected them to win the game. They actually won the game, just basic, and also another clean sheet for Manchester City in that game, and they kickstart their season with a winning start. And in that game, Erling Haaland happened to be the man of the match. And finally, yesterday, was it yesterday? Okay, I'm recording this on Wednesday, that is on Monday. Sorry, on Monday, we had the final game of the curtain raiser in the EPL, which is Leicester City against SPURS. Leicester City SPURS. 29 minutes, there was a goal from Pedro Porro, assisted by James Maddison. I know Tottenham was thinking they could, with the large dominance Tottenham had in the game, we expected them to have done more and to have been able to actually do something to go ahead and win the game. They actually created, had a lot of possession to win the game, but unfortunately they were not able to say. And in the 57th minute, Jamie Vardy, the evergreen, the ever shining, the old dog, big dog in the game, coming up with a goal, and the game ended 1-1. Man of the match in that game is Pedro Porro. Now, the talking point of that game was Jimmy Vardy showing the Premier League, showing the Tottenham Hotspur fan that he has won Premier League and they have 0. That was cheeky. And lastly, on that generally, I think we need to look at the Premier League table. It's too early, very early to look at the table, but yes, we know we have Brighton, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Aston Villa, Brentford, Manchester United, and Newcastle all getting a win. Then we have a draw for Bournemouth, a draw for Leicester, a draw for Nottingham Forest, a draw for Tottenham, and also draw for Tottenham. Then those actually who started their game, their season with a losing streak would be Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Southampton, Chelsea, Ipswich, Wolves, and Everton. They all lost their games, their opening games of the Premier League. Now we look at the fixture, for next week. That's Saturday and Sunday. Now I'm going to be giving my predictions on the game. The first one is 12:30 kickoff, for Manchester United and Brighton. I think that game is not going to be easy for Manchester United because I still feel they need to sort out a bit about their midfield. So I feel it's going to be difficult. And considering the fact that Brighton went away and actually got a point, got a very valuable point away from home, that game is not going to be easy. I'm going to be predicting a 3-3 draw. I think I'll go for 1-1 draw. Manchester United 1-1 because Manchester United doesn't actually score, but I think this game will end the draw. I don't think United will lose that game. Let me start with 1-1 draw. West Ham Crystal Palace. Both of them have just been ill with a loss in that game. I don't know if Mateta and some of the players that have missed the games for Crystal Palace will be back, but considering the market of West Ham, I think West Ham should just end that game. It might probably likely to end up also in a 1-0 win to West Ham. I think a 1-0 win to West Ham will do this one. Fulham lost their game against United, but they actually did not play bad, even though they didn't actually threaten much in front of goal against Leicester. Leicester was terrible against Tottenham. And looking at that game, I'm going to be predicting 1-0 to Fulham. 1-0 to Fulham. I think Fulham will just nick it. Man City Ipswich. This is going to be a bloodbath because I'm not expecting anything less than like a 5-0 in this particular match, because I feel, in fact, for those of you playing fantasy Premier League football, just captain Alan, just triple your captain, just do anything, because I feel this guy will score probably like 4 in this game. Ipswich don't have anything to match up Man City at the moment. Nottingham Forest against Southampton is the next game. I think this game, where both teams have done averagely well in their first game. I think Southampton was able to play very well against Newcastle because of the red card in the Newcastle game. Forest actually played drew against their previous opponent. So looking at going into this game, I feel both of them still needs to put their season on the start. And with the spirit that Southampton played the game against Newcastle, I think this game is going to be a very high scorer, but it's still going to be a draw. I'm predicting a 2-2 result for a Desmond 2-2 result for Nottingham Forest and against Southampton. Now, Spurs and Everton. In any way, despite the fact I think Spurs has not done enough to actually, win games this season. Yes, they've gotten in Dominic Solanke, but the point is that all they have been doing is just foreplay. They've not actually been able to penetrate. They've not been able to score goals despite their dominance in games. And Everton really did not play bad against Brighton in the previous game. So looking at this game, I think this game is likely to fall a little bit in favor of, it will still fall a little bit in favor of Tottenham because they have a striker, because I feel they are home and I feel they should be able to win the game 1-0. Now this is a big game of the weekend, that is Aston Villa against Arsenal. Now the preview of this game is that Arsenal have actually lost home and away to Aston Villa in the previous season, and one way or the other, considering the form of Arsenal looks like they are set for the season. For me, despite the fact that we still have some other places in the team that needs to be filled, I still believe that they will be able to do the job against Aston Villa. I'm going to be predicting this game to end 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. I feel it will end 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. Now on Sunday, you have Bournemouth taking up Newcastle. Newcastle won their first game. Bournemouth drew their first game. Yes, they drew their first game. So automatically, looking at this game, I'm still going to edge Newcastle. So I'm going to believe the game is going to end like 1-2 Newcastle away win. I think Newcastle will win that game away because I feel they are doing a good job. Chelsea Wolves. That is Wolves alone. The issue I have with Chelsea is this. Chelsea is not scoring goals also at the moment. They have not actually been able to balance up their team at the moment. So I still see them struggling against Wolves, but might likely get a shocking win. 1-0. Liverpool-Brentford, there is no other way than Liverpool winning this game 2-0, and I'm very sure Mo Salah will actually get a goal in this game. Now that is my prediction, for the coming week. Now, moving to the concluding part of this video, I just want us to take a look at some of the news, transfer news and other news that have actually been happening in football. Now, let me start with this match of the day. From one side, you said Fulham are set to join Joachim Andersen, set to sign Joachim Andersen from Crystal Palace. He undergoes medical on Wednesday after Tuju Club agreed a deal in the region of £30 million, which should be good. This guy is a very good defender. I noticed my character, he has a very good long ball and actually knows how to actually get the gains, as in get long balls across the midfield, and he's also a very good defender. Moving on from that, I think that's news is much. Okay, just A. Okay. I think I saw this news yesterday, and that's ADEMOLA LOOKMAN, being linked with PSG. And this is what I have to say with ADEMOLA LOOKMAN being linked with PSG. He should be careful with whatever decision he's making right now. If he knows he's sure of himself, then he can go to PSG and decide probably in his own intuition to play well and actually get himself a starting spot, because he started badly for him. He wasn't able to get his feet. RSV Leipzig. He played at Fulham. He played at Everton. He wasn't able to get a first team cement, a first one. Now you move to Atlanta. You are an hero in Atlanta. I'm not saying you shouldn't leave, but my own opinion is if you will leave, be sure of yourself that you will be able to cope up with PSG, because if you do not get your feet, you're just getting your feet in Atlanta. If you decide to move to PSG, just be ready. If you believe in yourself, I'm all in support, because I believe you should be the African best at the moment, best striker in Africa at the moment, best player in Africa at the moment. So for me, I don't want you going to PSG and not being able to, take care of yourself. So whatever your move is going to look like, just make sure as a person that you are ready for the challenge that's going to come up in PSG, and that is that. Now, news coming from the United news that they are more likely, you have more likely players to move away from Manchester United. I think that one is not the news, but they will actually need to actually have more. And also, there is a news I wanted us to actually look into. I saw this one today and I felt like I would see. This. Manchester United offered Manuel Ugarte on loan. Manchester United offered Manuel Ugarte on loan transfer with obligation to buy. The Premier League club wants a lower fee. I think this would be a very good deal if Manchester United are able to get this, because one of the challenges they are having now, one thing I feel they have to sort out now is their midfield. And having to sort their midfield, they need to get this guy in their midfield. It will be a very good buy, but right now, I think the FFP issue is allowing people to be very, very careful with what they actually do on the transfer front. Now, I don't want us to see this shortly from the award last night.
Congratulations, guys. Wow, what a team this is, Alex.
I mean, it's here, I'm shuffling off.
Sorry.
Yeah, right here. Let me go the way early. I'm going to start with you, because last year you were up here, 91 goals now in 100 games. Some players struggle to adapt in the Premier League, and you have made it look so easy. What's the secret?
Well, first of all, to be in a good team. I think the players I'm playing with has been helpful.
It's nice once to acknowledge that he plays in a very good team. He does play in a very good team.
So much, and when you play with these good players, it's kind of a dream. So I'm enjoying it, and that's a big secret, I think.
You said about enjoying it there, 4 Premier League titles in a row, making history. As a team, have you had the chance to take it all in and just take it in and say this was an incredible achievement? Because I know as footballers sometimes it's always on to the next.
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of stop a bit off in your life and to realise what you've done, and especially for the club, winning so many titles for the last, since Pep came, what he's done has been incredible. So I think it's important to stop a little bit and to realise what you've done.
And one just last one for you. Mark Cucurella, do you think he'll be singing about you for the rest of the season?
We'll see about that, maybe.
Rodri, congratulations once again for making the team of the year in the Premier League. Alex summed it up there. What you guys have achieved at Man City is phenomenal. 4 consecutive titles. So now as you head into a new campaign, how are you still motivated to do it again? What drives you?
Well,
by the way, I don't know what's wrong with Rodri. He hasn't played any game this season. I don't know if the injury is so serious and if he will be available for the next game, but let's hear it.
The hunger is still there. I'm Man City club demand this. Of course, we know what we did. We made history with this 4 in a row. The desire we have every year to go back again. We respect massively our opponents. We have to raise the level every year to win it. So it's about being the mentality, trying to build for the individual and the team. And hopefully, this year we can do it again.
Well, you mentioned your opponents. I'm going to scoot past you, Phil, and chat to Declan and David here, because Arsenal pushed Man City all the way to the final day and you just didn't quite get there. So now this time around, what's the plan? How are you going to do it?
I think we need to just be a little bit better than we was last season. I know. Look, it was really close last year. Obviously, coming up against Man City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, who were unbelievable last year. But yeah, we need to be better this year. You know, we need to push for more. We need to strive for more. And of course, we want to stop Man City, and I'm sure everyone wants to as well. But it's going to be tough.
Your manager, Mikel Arteta, I believe he's here in the room. We all heard about his pickpocket techniques at a team dinner. Has he set anything up here tonight? Have you guys got to be on your guard?
No, we just have to be on our toes all the time. That's all.
Congratulations.
Ollie, can you do me a favour? Can you come and join me down here a bit? Just let me, I want to speak to you as well, because you had a phenomenal season with Aston Villa, and then, let me go this way then.
And more so, I think she is making a point there, because I feel Oli Watkins actually deserved a mention in the previous season, even though he's playing at Aston Villa, for the considering number of goals and the goal contribution he actually had, and that made him make the England team.
Phenomenal season. That's why I was giving you the eye. It's one of those, you were trying to look away, but I'm like, you're not getting away with it. In terms of playing for Aston Villa, then obviously in the Euros, but in terms of coming through the EFL, you're an inspiration to a lot of players. What's the mentality and characteristics that you would give and advise players to keep on going like that?
Just to work hard every day. And obviously I was playing in League 2, so I've seen the boys that were up here getting their awards. But just to work hard, keep believing, and football is a funny game, you know, a lot can happen in a season, so just keep believing in yourself and be positive.
You going to go?
Virgil?
We've got our only Liverpool player
I'll come right down to you now. You're the only Liverpool player up here. Looking back at last season, the last one under Jurgen Klopp after some amazing years with him, now you've had a chance to look back. How do you...
By the way, look at the way they are all dressed. Honestly, I'm jealous these guys. These guys are living large.
Sum it up.
Yeah, obviously it was quite an emotional season. Obviously, when the news broke, there were so many reactions and emotions going around, I think, the whole of the football world. But obviously we came short in the Premier League title race, unfortunately. But at least we got some silverware, and obviously I was very proud to be lifting my first trophy for Liverpool as a captain. And you know, it's been a roller coaster of a year, but you know, so many good things have happened, and that's what we have to take obviously to this season, and hopefully try and be better than these other two teams that challenge us along the way. And we know it's tough, but we're gonna go for it.
Off to a winning start under the new manager, Arne Slot, as well. How's it been? How are you finding the new regime?
So far, so good. Obviously, I've only been back 3 weeks. Obviously, had the first Premier League game over the weekend, and I think we did quite well. There's still so many things that we can improve and we will work on, but it's looking promising. So hopefully we can show that to the rest of the world as well.
Right, that's the voice of those players who were part of the award last night, and I was surprised. I think Phil Foden got the player of the season. I think PFA player of the season. I think Cole Palmer, which was well deserved, got the young player of the season. I still have issues with Phil Foden getting that, because I felt like Rodri was more influential in that game than Phil Foden. But fine, Phil Foden. But the shock, you know, I'm still going to get in that video, and that is Phil Foden getting that award. Just before I move to that, let me just show you this clip from Iniesta. Let's play like this from Iniesta. It's in Spanish, and I want us to just pay attention and listen. You can read through.
Hola Phil, quiero felicitarte por ser elegido el mejor jugador de la pasada temporada en la Premier League. Decirte que como aficionado, pues siempre que estás en el campo pues, es sinónimo de disfrutar del fútbol. Por lo tanto, quiero darte la enhorabuena por la grandísima temporada que hiciste, por todos los éxitos que estás consiguiendo y bueno, una felicidad para los que estamos fuera, pues ver un jugador como tú en el campo. Te deseo todo lo mejor y muchísima suerte para esta temporada y para el futuro. Un fuerte abrazo.
That was the voice of Phil, Xavi, Iniesta. You know, speaking on Phil Foden, yes, Phil Foden is a joy to watch because actually the way he plays, the way he glides around player. But I still feel Rodri was more influential in the Manchester City team than Phil Foden last season, because when Rodri was not in the season, was not actually in the game for like about 3 or 4 games, they actually lost all those games. Now, this is one issue I feel I want us to discuss. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Look at the PFA Team of the Year announcement. Least round filming after double snub, and this is the person of Bukayo Saka and this guy. Should these 2 guys be there? Should these 2 guys be included in Team of the Year? I want us to just put that in the comment section. Let me know what your opinion is on that. And also, it has been announced or rumored that Manchester City are planning, by Ben Jacobs, as you can see, by Ben Jacobs, that Manchester City are trying to bring back GUDUNGAN. Now the question is this. You know, before now, when I thought Manchester has not done anything at all in the game, in the market, I felt like, okay, yeah, Arsenal has no choice. We probably have to win the league now. We don't have a choice than to actually do well and win the league at the moment. But right now, Manchester City has just strengthened. Does this actually move the league, tilt the whole thing to Man City again, back as Man City as a winner? Signing GUDUNGAN, does it make it? Because I feel like, I personally, in my own opinion, I don't think it makes any difference, because despite all, I think whether there is GUDUNGAN or not, I still believe that Arsenal should be able to win this league. But it has been reported today, or 1 hour ago, that Manchester City are working on bringing GUDUNGAN back to the club. Barcelona need an exit to register Dani Olmo and to be GUDUNGAN to leave for free. Barcelona believe Man City is GUDUNGAN's favorite option. Talked held yesterday and is advancing. Now here is the picture of those players, the 11 players that actually made the team of the season. You have Declan Rice, Watkins, Raya, Saliba. Now one point about this is, I saw them put Saliba as left back. Saliba is not a left back. I feel something is wrong even with that. Saliba being put on a left back is somehow. And then you have Gabriel, you have Phil Foden, you have Rodri, you have Martin Odegaard, you have Virgil van Dijk, you have Erling Haaland, the big man himself, the machine himself, and then Kyle Walker. And then underneath here you have Phil Foden. Now for me, you have Cole Palmer, who won the Young Player of the Season. Now, for me, I feel this guy should be up here with these boys. I feel he should be here. I don't know who is going out. I don't know. Probably maybe they will play a 3-man defense. I don't know what they are trying to do. Maybe they will drop off Kyle Walker and bring this guy here. They'll play a 3-man defense and probably maybe put someone in the right wing. But the whole thing, I don't know. Well, I don't know. They said they vote these things. I don't know those who does the vote. It looks lame to me how they come about all this their voting, whatever. And another one is Conor Gallagher actually is back with Atletico Madrid and training with Atletico Madrid. Now, my question for Chelsea fans, or general fans, what do you think? Do you think this guy was treated well at Chelsea? And if you feel he was treated well, why did you think it is the right thing to do at Chelsea at that moment, sending him off at that particular point in time? Another topic I want to discuss is the issue of this guy, Victor Osimhen. Now, right now we said Chelsea with Enzo Maresca still working on a deal to sign Napoli Victor Osimhen. Now, I feel this guy is well disrespected, and I feel one of the challenges he's having is because of the contract he signed the last time with Napoli. The contract is too expensive. I believe that, look, Osimhen does not have anything to prove to anybody. Osimhen is a very good striker. Right now, the only people I put ahead of Osimhen is Erling Haaland, Mbappe. I don't even put Harry Kane ahead of him because right now I believe maybe for body of work, I can say Kane has done something better than Osimhen. But right now at the moment, talk about strikers and those people who can put the ball at the back of the net, I will still favor Osimhen. So if Osimhen is ranked at least first 5 strikers in the world, why should you be pricing him like Guguru and Nepa? Why should you be, not putting out, please bring out the money, spend the money, get this guy up. And if you're not able to pay the money, now I don't know who to blame for this one, but I will probably blame Osimhen. But my own take for Osimhen is I believe Osimhen should just search within himself. If you feel you still want to continue in Europe, go ahead, continue in Europe, go to a very good club that has a standard base. I don't think Chelsea is very good because Chelsea is still building right now, and I feel it's going to be having a lot of challenge, dealing with Chelsea. But if and only if he could get a stable team that is ready and is ready to give him, so that he will not be doing too much and they will not see anything. So for me, I would suggest if he would move, even though despite the fact that I'm taking away Ambassador, where I wanted Osimhen to be was probably him going to Real Madrid, because that team is ready to win things, and he will be able to play his part there. Or maybe an Arsenal who is ready made. I don't think Arsenal are actually pushing for him. But Chelsea, I don't know, if he feels he can do something, then he should go. But he should not go to a club that will now challenge him, and probably will not be able to attain, as his level will drop, and then they will start being disrespect on his name. For me, I feel if he's not getting a stable club, he should just, he doesn't have to prove to anybody that he's a very good striker. He's good already. Forget about the disrespect. He can go to Saudi, enjoy his money back, live his life to the fullest, and probably maybe spend a year and probably return to Europe anytime soon. I don't know. But I believe that as far as I believe in Osimhen, I believe that no matter where he goes to, I believe that he will still he's the best striker we have, even in the Super Eagles right now. I mean, point that, and I talked about ADEMOLA LOOKMAN the other previously in the video. But ADEMOLA LOOKMAN is probably a winger. But talking about number 9, I think Victor Osimhen is the solution to that problem. Now, I don't see any reason why people should actually disrespect Victor Osimhen. And honestly, this guy is just the big deal. As in, he's the big deal. All right, and anyway, just trying to see if there is any other breaking news so far. I think we've touched on all these ones. Yes, there's a news today that BROJA is likely to move on loan away from Chelsea. Chelsea actually needs to do that because they have a lot of players. J.Andersen, okay, we have this. We've discussed this also. Where we go, J.Andersen moved to Foden. It's a done deal. Okay, I think we have touched on almost everything. Yes, at the moment. Yes, Yeah, thanks so much for watching the video today. I think we've been able to touch a little bit on football news. What are your comments? What are your opinions on those things we have discussed? I want you to put it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll be on Sports Parade by 3 p.m. this afternoon, 3 to 4 p.m. this afternoon, Sport Parade. And please come along, let's band, let's talk football. When it comes to talking football, I just love doing that. So it's nice having you on the show today. Thank you so much for watching today.